Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very lovely show. And our today's guest is Dr. Avlokita Sharma. She is psychological counselor who is working with students, teenager, and helping them to deal with real issues. Currently, she is appointed as a counselor in Army Public School. So let's welcome Dr. Avlokita Sharma. Hello, welcome, Dr.
Hello,
Avi. How are you? It's really
I'm
great
fine.
to
Thank
have
you.
you here and welcome to the very lovely show.
The
So,
pleasure is all mine. You look gorgeous, lovely.
thank you, and you two looking so beautiful.
Thank you.
So, Doctor, first thing we would like to ask about you. Can we have a little brief intro about yourself?
Okay, thank you. Uh, I am a dentist by education, lovely, and I passed out in 2000 and working with dental health care for over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm married to an army officer, and it was a conscious decision to, be with him, look after the home front, and I've got two lovely teenagers. So I want to have the best of both worlds. So this was a conscious decision to switch over to psychology. And for the last almost a decade now, I am a psychologist dealing with adolescent issues, family issues, and helping out our young children.
Right. So that's really great, means BDS to psychological. It's really a
Yes.
great difference, but yes, if you're happy with that, it's really nice. So first thing, doctor, we would like to ask, like we have a pandemic. Those 2-3 साल से we are having that COVID situation. So उसका क्या impact हुआ है on student, middle aged, and working professional? So what impact they have on their life?
Yes, this pandemic actually was, we never anticipated such kind of a pandemic in our generation. Okay, we are the 90s kid. We had even not even, heard of such things. So, firstly, the students, as you asked, students were jolted. Actually, what is childhood all about? What is student life all about? Bags and tiffins and friends and schools. So suddenly everything came to a stop. This impacted the students in a big way. They did not know what to do, and the teacher fraternity as well. They did not know how to handle the education. So, as you remember, last year when the COVID struck us, we did not know what to do. Suddenly, then with the help of Google and the WhatsApp and the Zoom calls, slowly, things started coming on track. Now, coming to middle-aged and working professionals, even we did not know this webinars and working from home is more of a Western idea. If you think, unke wahan pe, this is an old idea. For us, it was new, and we did not know. We always had that कि हमने तैयार होके घर से जाना है, and this is our set routine. Suddenly, the children were at home, the spouses were at home, and maids were not there, the help was not there, and you had aged parents to look after. So much was there, especially on our generation. So much pressures were there on our generation. Our children were at home, our aged parents were at home. So we did not know what to do. But thankfully, we survived and we are here. But yes, like you asked, the impact, actually speaking, we'll come to know about the impact only at a later stage. How many of us are still mentally strong, still psychologically strong? We will only come to know in the days to come. So that's what.
Yeah, as you say, students and everyone has so much of impact. So जैसे कि आजकल you are teaching, you are into school, so आप देखते होंगे online classes होती हैं, like everything is online, जैसे कि आपने भी अभी mention किया. So and childrens are behaving differently. Students are behaving differently.
Yeah.
Like earlier, जब school जाना होता था, they used to get up and they used to dress up on time. Discipline was there. But now आप देखते होंगे घरों में भी, in fact, जब online classes हैं, तो students are getting up just 5 minutes prior to classes. So क्या हम emotionally or physically same है? Like what I mean to say, कि क्या हम अभी भी वही
No.
हैं और we are facing changes?
Let me put it on record. It's a live show. We will never be the same again. Life will never be the same again, and definitely we will never be the same again. It's not easy to get past through 2 years and still be the same. Okay, so whatever that you are watching around you, you think life is limping back to normal. I'm sorry. How can we be normal again? Somebody, students, as you said, from a class 5 student has suddenly jumped into class 7. Do you think it is same again? Do you think his writing standards or his comprehension, his reading standards would be the same again? No, there would still be a lacuna left. And even for us working women, we have undergone of so much of pressure. I don't think so. Emotionally, will be the same again. There will always be this, unsaid day, डर कि अगर ये हो सकता है तो कुछ भी हो सकता है. And this year, as you've seen, there have been so many tragedies. People in my close extended family, I've lost them to COVID. So and pretty healthy, healthy and economically sound people when they fall to pandemics like such, then you feel okay, this is all frivolous. Life is full of uncertainty. कभी कुछ भी हो सकता है. So emotionally, we can never be the same again. This has impacted us for a long time. Physically, yes, we will bounce back. That is a human tendency. And बच्चों में तो resilience बहुत होती है. They'll take a year and they'll slowly be, I'll say about 95% of what they were earlier. We will take a lot of time to come back.
Yeah. So it will take long. It will take
It will
long.
take, definitely.
But how long? Can anybody see this?
Yes, yes, that's a good question, Avi, you asked. Yeah. How long? It all depends on resilience. कितनी हम पॉजिटिविटी में जी रहे हैं. All those people who take it कि ठीक है, अभी ये हो सकता है और हम इससे बाहर आ सकते हैं, तो हम किसी मुसीबत से भी बाहर आ सकते हैं. So they will definitely bounce back early. And now look at someone who has lost his livelihood, source of income, isn't it? Layoff. We have heard so many jobs being laid off. People have switched careers.
Right.
So it will take time, but yes, we humans have a tendency to bounce back, and so we will bounce back. Maybe 6 months, 8 months, but we'll definitely bounce back.
Doctor, don't you think that people get more mature before their ages? Like, children sitting at home and, all mummies are saying कि भाई अब आप ये काम कर लो या, आप घर पे ही हो तो ये भी काम कर दो. With studies, they are, very, like, उनका changes आ रहे हैं, उनके सोच में changes आ रहे हैं. So, I hope they will get normal. Do you think they will get normal to that?
No, that's the sad part. Maturity and age, it's a one track. Okay, so we don't get back to childhood. We don't become teenagers again. We may look young, but we never become young again. So all these children who have sat at home for 2 years and so much of exposure to social media, with so much of exposures with internet on their hands, the maturity that has set in, that is definitely not going to be, they're not going to be innocent anymore. I would like to say, they will not be innocent anymore, but yes, they will be responsible. Definitely, there's difference being mature and being responsible. So they have helped their parents with the household chores. They have looked after the COVID patients. So many young teenagers and young adults were out there looking for beds and arranging for medicine. So that's, see, अगर मैच्योर हुए हैं तो रिस्पॉन्सिबल भी हुए हैं. That's a good part of it.
Right.
So yeah.
And do you think कि women जो कि काम काजी भी हैं, प्रोफेशनल जो वर्किंग हैं या जो घर में हैं, they are the worst hit by this pandemic?
Yes, yes, yes. You hit where it hurts the most. See, in Indian scenario, most of the women being homemakers, वो तो पहले भी घर में ही रहती थी, है ना? Once in a while they used to go out. अभी कोविड में तो बिल्कुल ही घर पे रह गई, है ना? So you can see the impact of somebody who used to go once in a while to a movie. ठीक है, अब यू टॉक अबाउट एवरीथिंग ना, आप सारे इकोनॉमिक स्टैंडर्ड्स की अगर आप बात की करेंगे, तो women have been just looking after the home front for years and years. उनके लिए outing होती थी once in a while, maybe once in a fortnight or once in a month. अभी COVID struck हुआ तो वो भी बंद हो गया. So they were definitely, and with so much of workload, with children children being, we used to get those 4 hours window when our children used to go to school, and we used to finish off all our work so that we have some me time. Abhi wo bhi khatam ho gaya. Spouses were working from home, and of course, spouses, yes, they helped out, but women were the worst effect. Let me tell you, they were the worst hit. Working women more so, because which organization give you chutti? Okay, COVID hai, so you take 6 minutes chutti. No, it doesn't work like that. We had added pressures. We had double the workload. But yes, women have this inherent quality of bouncing back and get into back in their mental states faster than men. So yes,
I think one more pressure was there, that was of cooking, because everybody is at home, and every time, you need to be in kitchen because everybody is looking at you. Okay, now what? Because there was nothing else to do. कुछ और करने को ही नहीं था. तो एक वो part भी था. And plus, what is how the things change for the working woman, like a teacher, earlier I used to know that your working hours, उनके working hours 2:30 बजे तक हैं. So घर आने के बाद they can relax, they can have their own time, then they can continue with their work. But now I think it's 24/7. 24/7 because their availability is required. And plus access is there. So I think they are working more than what was they were doing prior to this. So how much pressure is there? How they are coping with that? You are also into school, so you can also.
You see, if you see the statistics, if Indian statistics and international statistics, if you see, there will be a lot of marriages falling apart. Just because of this, the ladies could not take the pressure. Okay, it is a very sad thing. In Indian scenario also, I won't say the suicide rate, of course, thankfully did not rise. But yes, there were, I do get people who come for counseling, marital counseling, they had issues because, see, when you are as we know in the Indian scenario, or even on international scenarios, the lady who's looking after everything. So the work pressure is also coming. Your messages, your bosses don't stop sending you messages. The work mails, they just keep pouring in till late, and you have to address. They're in corporate world, lovely, as you know, you can't say no.
Right.
You can't say, okay, I'll answer this email in the morning. No, it doesn't happen like that. You've got work, you have to do it. Aren't we asking for equal wages? And if you're asking for equal wages, we have to work equally as the same as men do.
Right.
But yes, with men, we create an environment. Okay, so you got off work from home, so this is your table, this is your desk, children will not go to the room. But for the mother, I don't think so much was catered for us. So that was the pressure, and the entire pressure comes on to your personal life. I know women, of course, thankfully, lot marriages fell apart, but there were instances where were people asking for separation. So, but maybe good sense prevailed. Maybe with marital counseling, they do come back and they realize it was a phase, and then we need to get over with it together.
Yeah, but it was really a hard time. It was really hard time. In fact, डॉक्टर जैसे काफी लोगों ने अपने बहुत से प्रियजनों को भी खोया है. They have lost their loved ones. So, and financial losses were also there. So, how to deal with coping with that situation? Like dealing with जिन्होंने अपने loved ones को खोया है, या dealing with how you go through them जिन्होंने financial status या whatever जो कुछ भी खोया है, so how you deal with them?
Now again, this is losing someone. It's never easy. Whether it is to pandemic, whether it's to any incident, whether it's to disease, anything. It's not easy. Coping has never been easy when it comes to death of a loved one.
Correct.
और किसी भी age में, even if your family member is 100-year-old, you would not want them to go, isn't it? So, and coping with that kind of tragedy has never been easy. But with COVID, it was a double whammy. Double whammy because we did not know what to do with it. How do we take them to the hospital? How do we get the first responders home? उनको कैसे हम लोग resuscitate करें? कैसे जाएं? There were no beds, isn't it? So this has never been happened before. And there were young deaths. Young deaths are always very difficult to deal with. Somebody lost their son, somebody lost their father, and sitting at home, they're collapsing. So that is difficult. And financial loss, yes. And we might say, okay, losing a loved one is far more tragic than, losing your, having a financial loss. So, but then, though they're two, they're not comparable. But if you see who's only breadwinner in the family and he's laid off, so you can imagine the plight of the entire family. Okay, so loss, either it's financial or personal, is never easy. And coming to coping, there is a mechanism. We do psychotherapy. I deal with them. I try to make them come out of it. But it's a very personal. People have different personal mechanisms to cope. कोई बहुत depressed हो जाते हैं. कोई they take it as a challenge कि ठीक है, I have to come out of it. Abhi Padma Awards, if you have seen, so such Veer Naris, and one of them has already made it to the rank of a lieutenant.
Right.
So even that is coping, isn't it?
Right.
So that is coping, and then there's other kind of coping. If you see Colonel Babu's wife, she was receiving Padma Award. Such a picture of poise and dignity. So everybody has a different way. Financial loss, yes. Again, because there's so much of risk. अभी घर का खाना कैसे हम लोग it's very easy to say. For as a psychologist, it's very easy to say, okay, this is a therapy. You should take, and this is a medication. This is the plan of action.
Right.
But if you try to put yourself in that person's shoes, who doesn't have a 2 square meal to feed his children, और कल तक सब कुछ ठीक था.
Correct.
It's not easy. It's not easy. It's simply not easy. But yes, they should seek help. Whatever loss that you go through, I would suggest everybody who's listening to your show,
Right.
if at all they do feel that I'm not able to cope it myself, they should seek help. And there is no shame in seeking help. They must come forward. They should seek help from a professional.
Yeah. तो डॉक्टर सबसे बड़ी बात जो थी दैट वाज गोइंग टू अ हॉस्पिटल, लाइक जिस तरह से ट्रीट किया जा रहा था, लाइक ह्यूमनली, इट वाज नॉट ह्यूमनली एट ऑल द वे. इनफैक्ट जिस हु हैव लॉस्ट, वो खुद उनके पास जाने से डर रहे थे. एंड दैट वाज आई थिंक द वर्स्ट पार्ट वी हैव गॉन थ्रू. किसी के पास कोई जा नहीं सकता है, पूछ नहीं सकता है. दैट वाज आई थिंक द वर्स्ट पार्ट. और उससे बहुत सारे चेंजेस आए हैं. आपको भी काफी स्टूडेंट्स या काफी लोगों से सुनने को मिला होगा कि कि हम जा नहीं पाए या हम जाना चाहते थे, सो मेनी थिंग्स. सो वो जो एक सिचुएशन है, आई थिंक दैट इज द मोस्ट डिफिकल्ट ट्रॉमा वन हैव गॉन थ्रू.
Relationships की सारी सच्चाई, दूध का दूध पानी का पानी. That gentleman who got Padma Award, again, I'm like, they can't be such a great soul than him. There's that gentleman got a Padma Award because he himself said that people used to leave the dead bodies like that. They were abandoned. And the gentleman used to not even worry about his own self. उन्होंने सेवा करी है. And I think there cannot be greater good than that, कि आप एक अनजान को rights, like the last rights that you're doing it for. Where are the relationships, lovely? You tell me. A child doesn't want to go near his parent who had died of COVID. Similarly, because parents don't want to go near the child.
Right.
So, but then again, it comes to, but then there have been families who have, gone extra mile to look after their relatives or friends or even strangers.
Right.
वैसे भी लोग हैं. So Yeah, relationships, you
So I
can't
think
have a
that
rule
was
book
a
for
time,
relationships.
time testing time. That was a testing time.
That's
So now you tell me, doctor, how to succumb to social media pressure, especially during these time.
it. Yeah. Yeah. See, social media, so it's I would it's what do you call it? It's a necessary devil. Okay, so we learn so much from social media. People have made careers, and it's what's wrong in that? But
Right.
then succumbing to the pressures of social media is something we need to really, really look into. See, virtual platform is not real platform, isn't
Correct.
it?
Correct.
So yes, we need to understand that, especially young adults and teenagers. They need to understand that. Okay, whatever that is seen on social media is not real, and reality is cannot be as rosy and as beautiful as it's portrayed on social media. It's not so. So so the only way we can guide our teenagers from not doing so is showing them the reality. Okay, we can show them the reality. This is like in COVID times also, like a lot of teenagers when they were home, when their parents asked them to help her out, so they were like clueless. Okay, aquaguard se pani bharna for them for like, oh my, why me, like house help will always been doing it. But then that is the reality. Okay, so roti kapda makan is the reality, and I think parents need to tell their children, especially the teenagers, this is the reality. Whatever that reality, whatever that you're seeing, what you're thinking is reality. No, that is far fetched. And somebody's life can't be like, like always say Instagram filter. Everything cannot be perfect. Okay,
Right.
so life cannot be perfect.
Right.
So your parents play a big role. They can't be absolved of the responsibility of their children's coming to social media pressures. It is entirely the responsibility of the parents. You can't blame peers. You cannot blame friends. It's the responsibility of the parents.
But don't you think, doctor, like sitting in front of phone in a virtual world
Yeah.
बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है कभी कभी वर्चुअल वर्ल्ड से बिकॉज 2 years आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल वर सिटिंग ऑन वर्चुअल जूम मीटिंग्स गूगल एंड सो मेनी स्ट्रीमिंग एप्स वर देयर सो नाउ they find change in their personality because when they find a real people they don't behave same as they used to earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, there is lot of change now when they meet
Absolutely.
real people. So
See,
behaviors are
that's what I just
changing.
said. Yes. That's what I said, that life will never be the same again. And a few days ago, I was reading Times of India. There's a report there, and the report is not very happy report that a lot of small children have signs. They're showing sign of autism. See, autism is a condition
Right.
where if you, yes, like if you know it well, like the movie My Name is Khan. So Shah Rukh Khan's character had autism in that movie.
Right.
So it you bond with it. Okay, it is treatable, but then so that of course for another day. So the report said a lot of children are showing signs of autism, even they are normal. They are normal labeled, but they're showing signs. And what are the signs? See, the whole day you are sitting in front of the screen and you're not talking with anybody. You're eating there, you're drinking there,
Right.
you are glued to the screen, and when somebody comes over, you don't know how to react. कैसे हमने उनको उठ के सत श्रीकाल या नमस्कार कोड करना है, we don't know because वो तो हम लोग बस सारा दिन हमारा सिर्फ हाथ ही चलता है, and we can't make eye contact
Right.
because we don't know what will they ask us and how will we respond. So initially children were taught all that कि कोई some guest has come over कि आप उनको उनसे बात करो, आप उनके पास बैठो. अभी children shy away, they don't want to because they don't know what to do. In school also I feel they have totally lost a sense of authority. They don't know. Abhi, the other day, a student of 12th standard said, "Hello, ma'am, how are you?" I was like, "Really? How can you even?"
Right.
Because they are used to, yeah, they are used to sending messages on WhatsApp saying, "Hello, ma'am, my Google Meet nahi khul raha hai, my Google form is not being accepted." So a lot of teachers they don't bother. They just say, "Okay, fine. The child has a problem, so let's solve the problem at hand." But you need to tick them off. Okay, no, you're not supposed to say good
Right.
afternoon, good evening. Okay, so please come back. And abhi I caught children with the mobile phones because adat hai sara din 24 hours they what were they doing? I caught 12 these using mobile phone, and the first day they were posting pictures back to normal.
Back
Because
to
really, do
normal.
you think it is normal? This is not normal. When have mobiles in the school been normal? I'm sorry, son. This is not normal. This is abnormal.
Right.
And if you don't want to be called abnormal, I'm sorry. You please keep the food away. Oh, they did not like it, but that's the truth. Mobile phones कब हमारे schools में allowed थे या कब institutions में allowed थे, and so that's what. Again, here again, I'll say, lovely ki parents need to. I won't say they need to be strict, but they need to keep an eye on their children,
Right.
because it amounts to indiscipline. The child who can, be indisciplined in the school can be indisciplined anywhere and throughout life. You cannot say, okay, I'm a professional now, I'm a doctor, I'm an engineer or an army officer, today I'll become disciplined. No, I'm sorry. Discipline comes from day one when the child is born, when we do the training, right from toilet training. It is discipline only, isn't it? So, how to behave in the school? Again, it amounts to discipline. But the teachers and the parents is a collective responsibility of teachers and parents together. They need to check their children and their students. Don't just let it be. Okay, फिर क्या हो गया? एक बारी मैम hello बोला है. No, आज बोला है, कल भी बोलेगा. So that is with the children. Okay, so
But
we need to have a,
right.
yes,
But earlier,
collective effort of
yes, earlier, like, people used to say कि हमारे बच्चे हमारी नहीं सुनते, टीचर की सुनते हैं. They listen to their teacher more. But nowadays, even we can say they listen to media more. Like, they are more conscious about their followers, likes, and comments, and there is no dearth, and they don't feel shy, they don't feel afraid of writing anything in a comment.
yes.
Means they have changed so much that वो जैसे उनका करियर बिल्डिंग हो गया है. Like, एक उनका जो उनकी पर्सनालिटी शेप अप कह लो आप, या जो भी, it's like that. People take it so seriously, students especially, they take it so seriously, these things. They don't afraid or shy of saying anything, like, जो नॉर्मली हम पहले बात करने से पहले भी सोचते हैं. As you are saying,
Yeah,
they are not wishing, they are just saying hello, hi.
yeah,
They become so, you know, informal.
yeah.
Okay.
Again, see, yeah, see, इसका एक ही कारण है, lovely, कि see, they are keyboard warriors. Okay, keyboard पे जंग जीतना चाहते हैं. Okay, they're sitting at their home, they're keyboard warriors. And second part is anonymous बन के behind the curtain of anonymity, they think किसको क्या पता चला? I'll delete my Insta if something goes wrong. I'll delete my Instagram account and I'll create a new one.
Right.
Okay, so that is the courage. They know it. Before opening the Instagram account or social media account, they know it. How I have to hack it, how I have to make a new one, and that is what it is. See, they won't be using those slangs there in the house, but they use all the crappy language on social media because they know nobody is going to come knocking on their doors.
Correct.
But they don't know. Abhi, if you see this very unfortunate incident happened with Virat Kohli, okay. So this guy who was putting such trashy messages for Virat Kohli's daughter, who's a toddler, okay. But then this guy got arrested.
Oh.
But then most of the teenagers, they think that when we lost to to Pakistan, so people think sitting at homes, putting everything on anything, on any, even celebrity. Virat Kohli is celebrity,
Right.
isn't it? And as a captain of the Indian cricket team, we need to respect him, isn't it? So, okay, he's not God. He did not perform or his team did not perform. Then it is none of our business to put trashy messages against his daughter. I mean, this is, appalling. It's repulsive. But then that man was caught. Now, that is what most of the teenagers don't realize. Okay. They don't realize that the kind of shame they might have to undergo if somebody complains in the cyber cell. And these days, the cyber cell is very active. It is easy to report in the women's cell now. Even in Telangana, right now in Telangana. So we have a Telangana police, women police, and we have I have saved that number on my mobile phone. So if I feel that my privacy is infringed in any way, it is just one message. So, but then these young teenagers who are all of 10, 12, 13, they don't know. उनको लगता है कि I'll get away with it. And most of the times they do get away with it. लेकिन अगर कोई पीछे पड़े, then yes, will it definitely be very shameful.
Right. Okay, doctor, tell me how to make career switch work.
Yes. Okay, you asked the right person the right question. Career
Yes.
switch is not easy. It's not
Yeah,
easy.
you're the right
Even
person.
yes, it wasn't easy. When you spend, your good young age learning something and something you're passionate about, and suddenly in somewhere along the line you think, okay, abhi ho gaya, abhi I want to switch. So it doesn't work like that. You really need to be very careful of what you want. If in your 30s, if you want a career switch, then you need to know firstly why I want a career switch, and then second is the how. Okay, so if you are very clear, if you've done the homework on these two grounds, yes, career switch is possible. A lot of children, a lot of people are doing these days. But again, these two, why and how, these are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Why do I want a career switch? And at this age, at this position, and how I'm going to do it. Okay, if tomorrow I think that I want to be a live talk show like Lovely, so glamorous, so I want to switch. No, it's not easy because I don't know the pain and the hard work that goes behind this. Okay, I just see the glam part, I just see the follower part, I just see the good part. So for that matter, you need to speak to everybody who you think will guide you. Again, career counselors are there. Secondly, I personally say that you need to meet people who could not make in that career. Okay, you are successful. Okay, so you will tell me the story and I'll be like influenced. But I need to speak to somebody who could not make his or her career in this, in this field, in this influencer field. That is where I'll come to know whether I can do it or not. So a career switch, yes, like you asked, it is possible. But yes, you need to take a very conscious decision and why and how.
But for a person who is taking care of all those things and switching after thinking so much and giving a thought, but some like students, जैसे आजकल के students हैं, they are very wavery mind they have, they have very wavery mind, like they waver like anything, like at the same time they want to be in one stream, and the second thought they want to be in second stream. So it's really difficult because then they can't concentrate. So anything you would like to suggest those students who are not able to concentrate on one particular time? Because see, we all believe no कि multitasking is a good thing. But to be very honest, doing multitasking, we are not able to even devote to one thing. Our,
Yeah.
पूरा हम एक चीज को भी नहीं दे पाते हैं.
Yeah.
ये कहना बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि वी आर मल्टीटास्किंग, बट उस टाइम पे हम एक चीज को भी पूरा नहीं दे पाते हैं अपना टाइम. सो वो चीज भी बहुत अच्छे से नहीं होती है, एंड आई थिंक वी आर लैकिंग दैट थिंग इन आवर स्टूडेंट्स नाउअडेज. राइट, मैंने देखा है लाइक मैंने देखा है स्टूडेंट्स क्लास चल रही है, ऑनलाइन क्लास चल रही है, ऑन वन कंप्यूटर दे आर हैविंग क्लासेस गोइंग ऑन वन कंप्यूटर, दे आर प्लेइंग सम गेम, and on one computer they're having some social media, so on phones and all. So they got so much of इतने avenues इनके पास हैं, इतनी चीजें इनके पास हैं, and so much they they really make दूसरे को ये लग रहा है कि no, he is studying या he is doing something really, but आपको पता ही नहीं चलता है कि कब वो एक टाइम पे इतनी सारी चीजें कर रहे होते हैं, and they're not into even one single thing fully.
Firstly, I won't call it multitasking because multitasking is not multitasking something that we women do. We manage the home front as well as we work. That is what multitasking.
Right.
Okay. So we answer our emails, work mails, and at the same time we're cooking dinner. That is what multitasking. But what children, like you gave an example, this is not multitasking. They're
Right.
making a fool out of themselves. they're just fooling themselves. Okay, Netflix भी चल रहा है, class भी चल रही है, and वो Insta पे chat भी चल रही है. So they are nowhere. Okay, and ultimately, sadly, the loss is theirs. Okay, Netflix series are not going to go anywhere.
Right.
Okay, वो तो वहीं platform पे रहेंगी. You can watch them later at your own schedule.
Right.
But your class, whatever the teacher has taught you today, she is not going to repeat that. So you need to prioritize. You need to understand what I need more at this time. Okay, so now that is which is lacking. Again, it all comes down to discipline. Okay, and they know mother won't come to know because I can switch screens. I can I can split the screens. The laptops have the option of split screens. So so many gadgets are at their disposal. So they know it all. But at the end, the loss is theirs. The parents can only feel sad for a day. Okay, my child could not make, could not get good grades, but their life will go on because they've already made their life.
Right.
Now, who's going to have the loss? And that is why so many cases of depression are there, and sadly, so many cases of suicide are there. The rate of suicide in India in young adults is the highest in the world, which is not something to feel very proud of.
Right.
Okay, so in so many things we are lacking as a country, but now this is alarming that we have the highest young adult population in the world, and our suicide rate is too high because we basically we have resources, but we are basically a very middle economic country. Okay, so every single person in this country, if they work hard, only then they can survive. But children don't realize that. They just think that okay, this pack of internet pack is for 99 rupees, but they don't realize that it is amounting to 99 hours of lack of sleep, and then probably 90,000 rupees of loss if you don't land up in a good job. Okay, the starting salary, all the packages, if you look at all the IIT grads, and if somebody passes out from a professional college, the packages are high. But those packages don't fall into somebody's lap just like that. Okay, so they need to be really have that high caliber. High caliber kaise aayega? You need to work hard, and you have to let go of temptation of watching the Netflix and chatting with your friends. You have to let go of that temptation.
One more thing, doctor, like media से मुझे एकदम ध्यान आया कि like ये जो गेमिंग, जो बच्चे गेमिंग करते हैं, and somehow they get into that character. आपने सुना होगा PUBG is there, then so many things, so they affect so much on their mind. Earlier it used to say कि थोड़ा बहुत खेलना is obviously necessary because पूरा दिन they are on online studies and all, तो थोड़ी देर concentration ये भी अच्छा होता है. But suddenly मैंने देखा जो students they are into it, they are just getting in their characters and वो violent भी हो रहे हैं because of those games, characters, and कुछ बहुत different behave कर रहे हैं. So any advice for I know उनसे दूर रहना है, वो तो एक सबसे बड़ी advice है, but still like if somebody is going through that, so what can be done like to that
at school level, we tackle these behavior issues by sending the children to the counselor, and therapy hoti hai, and most of the children, they respond to the therapy. That is the clinical part of it. Now coming to the home front, again, the parents, see, parenting has never been easy, even in our times or in the times before, and more so in these times where the access to social media is way high. Okay. So it all again comes to parenting, that you need to tell your children, okay, the character that you are, getting influenced by is just a virtual character. And there have been studies that Tom and Jerry is considered as one of the most violent shows because we laugh at it. Okay, Tom and Jerry. But if you look at it, the entire show is based on pranks,
Right.
isn't it? So, but then we never got influenced. Our generation never got influenced because we had that only stipulated time of TV viewing. उतना ही देखने को मिलता
Right.
था, फिर बंद हो जाता था, एंड हमारा फिर टॉम एंड जेरी में हम जाते थे, फिर हम वापस आ जाते थे बिकॉज वो वही खत्म हो जाता था.
Right.
Lekin with this generation is on the mobile phone 24/7. Now I
Right.
keep asking the teenagers कि तुम्हारा कोई बिजनेस करोड़ों का कॉल आ रहा है जो सारा दिन जेब में तुम्हारा मोबाइल रहता है, बचता तो एक बार भी नहीं है. So who's calling you? So who are you getting calls from? No, none, nobody. Okay, so how it is productive to you? Again, parents, they need to tell them, "You, I'm sorry, this is this character that you're playing in the PUBG. Dekh lo." I always tease all the boys that if you're really into PUBGs, you're buying weapons and you have to fight for hai na, go, and you will get to use the real weapons. Indian Army and the armed forces, they are asking young adults like you, please go there, join, play with the real toys, show your metal there instead of just shooting on the screen. But then वो किसी को करना नहीं है because they know it is tough.
Right.
So again, parents and teachers together, and as a society and the community, and I must congratulate you, Lovely, because this is the right platform.
Right.
So many young adults, I'm sure they are joining and they're listening to our talk.
Yes.
So maybe even if one of the child gets, motivated and gets back into their real life, it will be, I'll feel probably that my job has been done.
Right.
So these platforms are necessary. Like you, I've seen your talk shows, they're fabulous. So I think the teenagers should watch such shows and understand that how influencers are concerned about what is happening in the society and what counselors are feeling right now,
Right.
and what, of course, the society, community, and the parents are going through it right now.
Correct. Dr. Avi, last, I would like to ask you how to make the relationship work in today's uncertain times. Like,
Yeah. Relationships have never been easy, Lovely, at any level. Okay, they were neither easy in our parents' time. The only thing is, one of the partner, they just compromised. Okay, so we know about women empowerment. In previous years, in mother's time, they were not financially dependent, so they wanted the marriage to work. These times, I feel if the two partners want the relationship to work, only then it works.
right.
Even if the one doesn't want it for any reason. Let's not go into the reasons. The reasons may be plenty and very personal. Even if the
Right.
one partner doesn't want the relationship to, work, you cannot make the relationship work. It is a two-way street. And it is not a 50-50% partnership. My closing line is a 100% partnership where the man and the woman, or two consenting adults and partners, they have to give their 100% for the relationship to work. It goes for young adults, it goes for married partners, it goes for companions, any kind of relationship. So even relationships like a mother and daughter, there has to be a two-way. Both need to put 100% and understand each other. Then only that relationship will work. Otherwise, we've seen parents disowning their children, and children, they don't want to be with their parents. So it's like, and there's no rule book. Sadly, we don't have a rule book
True.
for parenting and neither making relationships work. So it is all on to individuals. And if they have any problem, we are there as counselors. We can always guide them and help them out. So
And best part is nowadays people are ready to come to counselor. Earlier
yes,
it was
yes.
a little difficult, but earlier it used to say counselor, what happened, but now I think people are ready to accept
Yes,
everything which they are going through. And
yes.
thank you, Dr. Avlokita. It was really amazing talking to you. Time to wrap up, otherwise I won't be able to put it on the live. मुश्किल हो जाएगा अगर लंबा हो गया शो, सो वो
I know,
ऑटोमेटिकली
I
फिर वो
understand.
थोड़ा लाइव
I
होने में
know.
मुश्किल होगा.
It was,
सो
yeah.
सो
Yeah, just like your name, it was lovely talking to you. The pleasure is all mine, and I'm so happy that so many viewers joined us today. Lovely, and
yes,
through your show, like I said earlier, even if we are both are able to change even one
one
person's
person,
attitude,
right.
so it will be, it will be done for
I
me.
don't know about
Okay, so I
Dr. Ravi, but definitely I will. I will with the first one. Because क्या होता है, कई बार हम काफी बातें कह देते हैं, but we don't believe in that. And कई बार कोई इंसान हमें समझाता है और so we just we should at least हम उसको अमल तो कर सकते हैं. So why not start with
बिल्कुल
ourselves?
बिल्कुल
Why not start with
yes,
ourselves? So,
absolutely.
and it was really great talking to you, the way you have given information about students, teenagers. It was really amazing talking to you. Great to have you on our show.
Yeah.
I think some net issue is there. कोई बात नहीं, it's okay. Yeah. So,
Yes, lovely. Just a closing line, like I always said, मंजिल उन्हीं को मिलती है जिनके सपनों में जान होती है.
right.
पंखों से कुछ नहीं होता, हौसलों से उड़ान होती है. So हौसला रखना चाहिए
Welcome.
in every moment, in every step of life. And yes, life is beautiful.
Yeah, and thank you so much. Your thoughts are really nice, very informative, very nice. And I hope जो भी सुन रहे हैं, definitely, they should try these things. And thank you so much, Dr. Avi. And all who are here, please follow her. She is Dr. Can you please tell your ID once?
Yes, yes, yes. This is Avi Sharma 08.25, and I'm a working professional.
Yeah.
So I take queries only but by the mail,
Ah.
and yes, that's all.
Thank you so much. All who have joined here, thank you so very much. And please आप इन्हें follow कीजिए. Sorry मैं ID भूल जाती हूँ, so that's why I tell my
No, no,
guests
that's
to
okay.
please, it's always good so
That's
that
okay. Thank you.
correct things should be given.
Yes, yes.
So
No issue.
yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And all who have joined, thank you so very much. Follow her and follow me, da.very.lovely, and keep watching the Very Lovely Show and stay tuned for the next update. Thank you, Avi. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep
Thank you.
watching the Very Lovely Show. Thanks. Take care.
Thank you. I'm logging off. Thank you.
Thank you.